What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? It's your boy B Phil. We back at it again. 122.24. Let's get straight into it. So we're just gonna go ahead and start off the week by just doing a scan. So we're gonna start with GBP USD, and we're just gonna look at the weekly chart. Now, on this particular weekly chart, it looks like we're starting to go into some sideways choppy motion. And this is illustrated by the 200 moving average and the 8 moving average. We have price above the 8 but below the 200. And then we look down and we have decently thick money flow around the 13 level. And it looks like it could be potentially curving back down, or it just moves sideways, like really choppy. So let's not look at that this week. Let's go to GBP JPY. Here we have price well above the 200, and the week of the 15th, which was last week, we closed above the 8. So we can see here, we closed above the 8. So maybe we might have some wick action coming back to continue higher. So GBP JPY is something we definitely want to look at. Let's add this to a list. Let's go 2024 weekly list. Awesome. Let's go back to our orange list. All right. We look at gold or XAU USD, and on the weekly, it looks like we're starting to break below. So we have 4 days left in the week. Looks like we're starting to come down. So maybe we start looking for shorts on gold. Look for short setups. We're gonna go ahead and put that on our watch list for the week, though. Let's put this on the cyan list. No, let's put that on the red list. All right. USD CAD. Looks like we're starting to come above the 8 MA. Last week we closed above it, but it was a large wick up. So maybe we start probably moving sideways for just a tad bit. Nothing that really indicates that we bottom out here. We didn't see price move up to the 60 on market side for B. And we've been up for quite some time. I wouldn't look at this particular pair this week. Let's go ahead and check this out. We're gonna look at Euro GBP. And this looks like we're starting to really show some bearish momentum here. So we might be able to look for some shorts here. Let's go ahead and put this on a red list. And again, we're putting these on the red list. We want to make sure that the spread looks pretty good. So we're going to take that into account as well. Man, Euro, New Zealand dollar, or EUR NZD, looks like it came roaring above. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this on the watch list too. All right, I think we have enough forex pairs. Silver looks like it's starting to head down. The dollar Swiss franc looks like it's starting to head up. The pound Aussie dollar looks like it's heading up. Aussie dollar to the US dollar looks like it's heading down. Let's just go back to some vanilla pairs. Euro USD. We're below the 200 moving average. Looks like we closed below the 8 last week. So we'll keep this as our last forex pair. Awesome. So let's go back to our main watch list. Let's go to the NASDAQ. Now, when I look at the NASDAQ here, obviously we're above the 8 and we're above the 200. So what would be stopping us from continuing up? Absolutely nothing. So of course, we're gonna look at the NASDAQ. And I think that's it for the week. So I think we have some decently clear ones. Let's go look at gold first. So on the weekly, looks like we're below the 8, above the 200. So we're just gonna go ahead and move down to the 4-hour time frame and look where we're at. Yeah, it looks like going in on Sunday open, looks like. Let's see here. Yeah, Sunday open, we were above, we broke below. Last night, it looks like. We kind of stayed there. It looks like we're starting to break above here, but we have red money flow. We just saw price come down and retrace. I mean, if we're actually looking at this at the 4-hour from a structural perspective, let's actually go to the daily. Yeah, the daily's below the 8. We had some move up here, but ultimately, if we're looking at this particular range, we're looking at price points from $1,973.41 to $2,146.85. So that would ultimately be the range we're trading in here. If we go a bit more micro, we start to see some break of structures, breakdowns, breaks up, break up again, came from somewhere in here, break down, break down, break down. Yeah, so I'd say short term, we're just short term bearish right here in this particular block, or this area from $2,013.48 to $2,062.61. So what I would be looking for, maybe 50% of this particular area, you know, just to give us a frame of reference. So about in this area here, looks like we kind of already tapped up here into the top. So what I would do is I would just go ahead and do something like this, so we have a good idea, and then we just look over into this particular zone here. We saw a price break right here, so we could probably refine it to this last black candle down right there. It actually ended up breaking right here. Awesome. So we could be seeing this start to tap in. And then what we'd want to see is we want to see a break below the 8 pretty convincingly. So let's go down to the 1 hour and see where we're at. Yeah, it looks like we could still be moving up into this area. We're just above the 8 and we're just right below the 200 on the 1 hour time frame. So it looks like we're starting to cross back up. We didn't actually get down here to the 60 or negative 60 on market cipher B, but we can potentially be looking for longs up into this very, very small zone here. Yeah, it looks like if we were going to take one, this is a paper trade. Let's go ahead and put this on here actually. All right. So we actually don't want to do anything just yet, right? We see this break here. We see a long wick. We see this body close, but we'd want to see a break above this first. So we'll just leave that there and see if we're just going to take a short scalp up here to, if we're going to take a short scalp to potentially $2,000.39 from $2,030. We'll just go ahead and wait. If we break this yellow line here, then this yellow line at $2,026.10, we'll go ahead and put on a buy stop. All right, let's go to Euro GBP. Let's go to the weekly. We've already determined on the weekly that it looks like this is going down. Let's go to the daily, see where we're at. Yeah, I mean, it looks like this could be hitting 60 here soon. So this wouldn't be an ideal to look at from the daily perspective. So I'd say I might have to not trade this particular pair actually. Yeah. If I go here in the 4 hour, it looks like it wants to continue down. But we're starting to set up what we would call a bullish divergence, right? It looks like this could be setting up for that. So if we saw this turn around and print a green dot, it looks like the money flow might be starting to come up. So this might be kind of a slightly choppier price action right now. So we're actually just gonna put that on ice. Let's go to the weekly. So on the weekly in Euro, New Zealand dollar, we determined that we are, I mean, honestly, I don't know how I put this as red. This is actually green because it is above the 8. It looks like we can continue on. So if we go down to the daily, yeah, the daily looks very similar. It's a doji. Looks like we're hitting this 60 pretty hard here. Let's go down to the 4 hour. It looks like it might be slightly cooling off, but we want to see it come below this here, right? And we want to see it make, because if we're looking at this on the weekly, then we want to look at the hourly for our entry, right? So we look here and we want to see it come down here to the 60 before we start to look for a long. So we do have plenty of time. So ultimately, where would we want to see it come down to? That's the next question. So we start to look at just some basic candlesticks, boom, probably maybe somewhere down in this area. So this area is $1.76876 pips to $1.77303 pips. So we'll just wait there. We'll go ahead and put an alert. All right, let's go to Euro USD. And on the weekly, it looks like we're saying this could be potentially bearish week. Let's go ahead and look at the daily. Yep, we're still below here, but it looks like we're starting to get a curve up. We have a green dot here. Let's go down to the 4 hour. Actually, let's go down to the hour because we didn't look at the monthly. We looked at the weekly. So yeah, on the 1 hour, it looks like we're starting to continue bearish here. So then the question is, how low, right? Where are we going to? So then we start to look left. We saw this large move down and we finally came up. So, I mean, we're pretty much tapped into this area here from $1.08459 pips to $1.08966. We'll go ahead and let's take a 50% of this area. And let's go ahead and just move our square slightly down. That's what we ultimately kind of want to see it come into. So if it's continuing to drop and we're actually going to make a play on it, we really don't want to see it. Obviously, we want to see it run down to here, but we probably start looking for break evens in that area. So if we go down to the 1 minute, if price was opened here at $1.08924 pips, we want to see price break above there in the 60 to look for shorts. So we'll just go ahead and put an alert there. And lastly, we're going to the NASDAQ or US 100. Let's go up to the weekly, see what we are looking at here. Of course, we are extremely bullish. Looks like we're coming up to the 60 now, where we could maybe expect some curl over. Previously, we came a bit higher, up to about 76 on market Cypher B. But we are blazing right now, so get on to the hourly. Looks like we're starting to move sideways here. We're really thick in the money flow. Really thick in the money flow. But if we were to go to the 1 hour and look for a continuation, we're technically above the 8 moving average. So we're gonna go ahead and label that. Let's go to the 1 minute. Yeah. So we've had a lot, 1, 2, 3, and then now we have a bullish divergence. This actually might be the long entry we're looking for, although it is 6:35. We may want to wait until open, but what I'm seeing here is this here. All right. This huge bullish divergence coming into the 60. I mean, you could argue it's liquidated these levels, a little liquidity grab, as some people might call it. So we see this break here, and seeing a break above 1,700 or 17,425.5 points would be pretty good. I'm just gonna put an alert there. All right, well, that is my outlook for the week. I'm gonna continue to follow these different assets and see where they go, yo. See if Market Cypher brings me good fortune. See if I've actually ciphered the market. But anyways, y'all have a wonderful week. It's your boy B-Phil. I'm out. Peace.